my friends, welcome back to episode
Gift of the Gab.
41
Oh.
of The Gift of the Gab. And how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
T is losing her voice a little bit, so, I'm going to be holding down the vocals just to give you an easy time.
The vocals.
The vocals. Ooh.
Let's not do that.
You want to hear a run?
No.
You want to hear a run?
No.
What? What's that song?
What did you say?
I don't know. It goes like lo fa so da di da di da.
So a day, a week,
Yeah, what's the end bit though?
I forgot now.
Oh, so you're laughing at
it's
me?
It's definitely not what you said.
It's what I said. If it can't be recalled, it's probably what I said. Lo fa so da di da di da.
I can't remember.
I know. At least one of our listeners is probably shouting the answer at us, and I know which one. But yes. Oh, it's been another eventful week. I feel like I always say that. I need new synonyms. Next week I'll be back with a new one.
Okay.
It's been an eventful week. Did you hear about the case of Derrick Jaxn?
I did indeed.
Oh, sure. So shall I let the people in?
Yes.
On his background. So he's a life guru or like a relationship coach, if you want to call it that. And he's made a living on the internet making videos about like what to expect from relationships, and some people would describe them as some of his, not I guess crazy, but some of his videos have been criticized for being pandering to women.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he made this video, and there was one excerpt from his videos that they took about how they should never be sorry for a man who cheats or stuff like that. And this was his own words.
Yeah.
And then later on this week, or earlier this week, a woman came out after doing an interview saying that she had an affair with him, and then he immediately denied it. But his excuse was they had a sexual relationship without having sex. I don't know how that works. But
the other stuff.
But I was confused by the wording.
Yeah.
And then later on he makes a video with his wife, and that's where the internet comes in. And he makes a video with his wife, first of all, confessing that he had sexual relations like Bill Clinton. I know. Bill Clinton denied it, and then he got busted. But I guess it's the same thing to him. But yeah, and he made the video with his wife basically saying, I did the sex.
I did it.
Yes, but the video was very awkward.
It was, and I just don't understand why they were holding hands, and he was like, had both his hands around her one hand, and it was just...
I thought her hands was gonna crush.
Yeah, and she was just... She's got her bonnet on, and she's like got her glasses on. She's nodding her head, and
she looked like she had been dragged there.
Yeah,
and sat in front of the camera.
Yeah, I just don't see why he couldn't do a video by himself.
He did the cheating by himself.
Exactly. Like I understand. Like, okay, they're together and they're united or whatever, but he was mainly talking about himself, and so therefore could have been a video by himself.
Yeah. And I guess
not her bobbing her head up and down like one of those dogs in the car. It was
so awkward. The hand clench was so hard. It felt like, when I misbehave in the shops when I was little, and my mum would hold my hand to tell me that the beating is coming. That's the hand clench that I saw.
Squeeze my hand and do the little jiggle.
Yeah, when you're getting the told off jiggle. Yeah. Like, you better. But he was holding her hand real hard. I guess he didn't want to lose her. He was hanging on for dear life, and the weird thing I thought about the video, and he did it later on in his follow-up video in the car, is
refer to himself in third person,
and it's like he was dissociating himself from the event. He's like, yes, Derrick Jaxn did, and it was like, you are Derrick Jaxn, or you are that persona.
Like at the start of the first video, he starts off and he's like referring to himself in third person. And then sometimes he will say I, and then refer to himself in third person. And it's just one of my pet peeves. I really, really hate it when people
in this scenario. I think he in his head is viewing that person as someone different.
Yeah.
And he's like, well,
I think that like
because
you've hit the nail on the head there. Like,
because that is his brand,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh well, I'm doing this. And what made it worse is that he made a reaction video
Yeah.
to the video, and he said, I'm gonna refer to myself in third person, and then continues to
Idiot.
critique the guy, which is him, about like, oh this, and then what his wife might be thinking, and it was just so bizarre. And then sells a book at the end. The worst
How
part,
bizarre. Sorry.
the worst part is that he's trying to promote a book at the end.
Well, he's getting it. Sometimes for people, any attention is good attention, or whatever the hell the saying is.
It was
What is the book
creative
about?
Marketing. I don't know. I didn't listen.
How to stay in a relationship and not cheat.
Oh, it was.
Shouldn't be that.
No, it was about the problems that they've been having in the relationship. If you want to hear more, check out this book.
Well, okay.
And it was just like, dude, first of all, some things are not meant for the internet. You should have. It looked unresolved between you and your wife sitting there.
Do you think
that's what it looked? If I was being honest and I was looking at that video, I would say
she's held up hostage?
Yeah. And although like she had a live chat afterwards where she was speaking and stuff, it just looked like she did not want to be there in that video.
Yeah.
She didn't put off her face, and I don't know her face, so maybe that is her standard face. But look, man, if I did the wrong, I wouldn't then be dragging you on there to sit there and
but her live by herself was extremely weird.
And then she had a live up by herself
where she's wearing. I think she was wearing a bonnet and she's got her military outfit on.
Yeah, I think her name is Dana, maybe, but
Mrs. Johnson.
Let's go with, and she made a solo video.
The authority, and she was saying something about snakes and scorpions.
I got the description. I got a little. She made a solo video dressed in a camo t-shirt with a cap, saying she didn't come here to play games or dress up, but she's arrived in her battle suit here to fight spiritual battles.
You see an army green shirt. I see.
Yeah, and she believes in God. Mm-hmm. Or that was the angle in the video she was coming from.
You see a bonnet, I see a helmet.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh.
No, but it just sounds like
she went into defense mode.
No, what it sounds like to me is they need some counseling, because it sounds like they both have the person who they used to be, that life that they were living.
Yeah.
And they've said, okay, we're over that now. And, that's a normal thing for people. Okay, that's the life we used to live. We're over it now. But no, they seem like they've literally those people who they used to be have died.
Yeah.
And now
this is the new them.
Well, this is the
new her. It doesn't seem like that's the new. It seems that he is continuously being the whole him.
Do you think? No, but him referring to himself in third person.
No, yeah, I think he knows exactly what he's doing. Like, I think he knows exactly what he's doing. Because just however long ago he was out there cheated, and now he's able to disassociate himself. Yeah, it's not like he came out with this video with the information firsthand. It was one of the people he had an affair with came up with it.
That's where he needs to go.
And what I was gonna say, actually, and I just forgot, as you said to the left.
Sorry.
Oh, you go ahead. I've forgotten what I was gonna say.
No, but do you know what? It just makes you think. Like some of these people on YouTube, and there's another one, Samuel.
Oh, Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
The high value lifestyle.
Yeah, him.
They said they're gonna come for him next.
Just take what they say with a pinch of salt, because some of the people, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You even have some religious people.
Oh, that's what reminds me.
Who tell you what you're doing is wrong,
and they be doing the same thing.
Amen.
But when that's what reminds me of what you said. When you said they need to seek counseling, someone picked up in the video that they said that they sought counsel. I was watching. What
kind of counsel did they seek?
Yeah, usually when people seek counseling, they say like we're going to counseling.
Yeah.
But apparently the term sought counsel usually like refers to going to like your pastor.
Not that pastor.
And sometimes, like, I think a good point was brought up that sometimes like going to your, I keep saying pastor. Pasta is like good for stuff, but a lot of people expect them to be able to be jack of all trades, and you dump all your problems onto them, and they're only one person with this life experience, and sometimes you need to seek professional help or like a marriage counselor. But I don't know, I'm not in their thing.
No, but to be fair, so you have some people in the church or wherever that tell you, oh, you should stay with this person.
Yeah,
and
sometimes you need an unbiased.
Let's normalize leaving people if they do you wrong. Let's normalize that.
You need an unbiased person, like if you are going to counseling, and not someone who is just vested in the interest of you just staying together or you just separating without hearing anything.
Yeah,
you need someone who's going to listen and going to help you through your problems if that's what you want to work through. And if you want to leave amicably, then someone who can point you in the right direction and say this is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
But it was just they should have kept that mess off the internet.
Yeah. Not everything is made for the internet. I keep telling you.
It did give me entertainment though.
Yeah. It was very awkward to watch. Especially her solo live.
Because earlier on in the thing, he said that he gave his life to Christ and his life fell apart, and that's when the cheating happened. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, his life is back to Christ, and he was just flip flopping. It seemed between videos, but we'll leave him there. We'll leave him there with that. I wish them the best.
They need prayer.
Who else needed prayer this week?
Well, Kylie Jenner's makeup artist or friend or someone she's associated to. So it seems to me, from what I understand, he got into a really terrible accident.
What kind of accident?
Car accident.
Okay.
Yeah, he got into a car accident over like the weekend, past weekend, and it was in really bad shape. And basically, she said, if you want to, help out with the family, if you want, you can swipe up for his family's GoFundMe page. And the internet went crazy.
Because there's a rich person asking some people for help.
They were like, first of all, it's her friend. They've already said, oh, it's her friend. They've told her that it's her friend. It's your friend. Why aren't you paying for the surgery? Not only you are rich, but your whole family's rich. Then I think they found out that she paid $5,000. The $5,000 and the surgery was $60,000. They were like, oh, why does she only give that much?
But what was the GoFundMe target?
So basically, she then put out a statement, I think 24 hours later, and she basically explained when they're not friends. This is just someone that she knows. She has a different makeup artist. This is just someone she knows through.
She's come across.
Yeah. They've just got mutual friends, basically. And she saw it posted on her mutual friend page. And so she decided to support it and also post it. So when she first came across the GoFundMe page, the target was $10,000.
Yeah.
They had already reached $5,000 and she paid $6,000. So basically they had
other way around.
Oh, other way around.
Yeah.
Sorry. So basically with her donation, they had reached their target, basically. Yeah. And they've gone over. And within that time, they had changed after that time, they had changed it to $60,000.
Well, why did you do that?
I don't know.
I gotta ask those questions. These are hard hitting questions.
I don't know.
Why did the goalpost move once they reached the target?
I don't know. Maybe he needed more things or whatever.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I won't speculate.
So what do you think about this situation? Or should I go first? Should I tell you what I think?
I already know what you think. I think the viewers already know what you think too.
Okay, you go first.
I think this is the internet doing what internet does. More so because it's a Kardashian, but a lot because it's a rich person. And if a rich person does something and they don't do it to the level that other people want, they're gonna complain. And they didn't know the backstory that she's already donated the money or they've done this, but they see the blanket thing and they're like, you're a billionaire, you can't give like the equivalent of me giving £5 to this person. But it's like, but are you giving £5 to that person?
Yeah.
Everyone always talking about what they'll do when they're rich and how they'll help people, but you can help people in this current day.
Amen.
You can help people currently now. A lot of people choose not to do that. And I don't know everybody's finances, but then they complain at rich people for not doing more when you are doing nothing.
Yep.
And look, I ain't in the business of telling people how to spend their money.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that she had done the 5K or done the 6K or whatever. But even if it's not her associate, she's not obligated to do so. She's not obligated.
If it was her friend, what do you think?
Even if it was her friend, it would be nice, but it's not an obligation.
Right.
But that's just you can judge her on her character after that, and then be like, yo, okay, if it was my friend, I would have done that. That kind of sucks that you do that for your friend. So fine, you can make them judgments, but it's not an obligation. There's no rule, no law, no nothing that holds you to account of paying for everybody around you.
That's true. And just because you are rich doesn't mean you need to pay for everyone else who.
It doesn't mean that's what I will do when I'm rich, but it doesn't make. There's nothing forcing her to do that. And people need to get that through their head.
So let's talk about it before we knew that they weren't friends and that she had paid the outstanding amount. Let's talk about it like as what we knew. So she posted that the GoFundMe page, and it was 60K. I personally just feel like, well, first of all, I feel like you don't need to do something from the kindness of your heart and then post it all over social media. I feel like that's everyone on social media feels like if you've done something and it's not on social media, you haven't done it.
We had this argument with someone close. Do you remember?
No.
We had this argument with someone close, and I think it was about donating to something.
Yes.
They said like, well, they didn't put it on social media, so how are people meant to know? Yeah. And it's like, people actually like to do things without people knowing. Yeah. Like, in fact, it's a bit more tacky when every time you do something, you want to post it, because then it seems like you're just doing it for praise. But I wouldn't down someone for posting.
Is there a verse in the Bible that says something like this?
I don't know.
There is.
I can add it in the New Benjamin Testament.
No, there is. There definitely is.
But yeah, and I wouldn't judge someone for doing something nice and posting it on social media.
No, it's but the thing is, people do.
But people also judge them when they don't post it on social media. So you can't win one way and you can't win the other way. And
they say you haven't done anything if you haven't posted it, but when you post it, they're like, you only did it to post it.
Yeah.
So it's like, what?
And those two people aren't mutually exclusive, but all the time. But sometimes they are. And it's just like, you just have to do what's for you. Me personally, if I do something nice, You're just doing it
because you want to do it.
I don't like going around telling people, I did this.
Because I hate people like that. There are people like that.
It's so cringy. It's just like,
do you remember when I gave her £5 because she couldn't eat? I'm not going to ask you again because you go around telling everyone I couldn't eat.
That reminds me of the day I was cycling home after my exam, but that's another story. But yeah, so I think it's just like, personally me, because then it's like, rich people, can they not post a GoFundMe, or every GoFundMe that they see and want to post, they have to just.
But the thing is, who said? So I saw it before it was posted on Shade Borough and Shade Room and all of them. I saw it and I just kept clicking through my stories. Like, no one said you were obligated to pay for it either.
Her asking people is not an obligation. I saw the tweets that you sent me where it's like, and she's asking the middle class to do this, and it's like, okay, even if she's asking you, it's not an obligation.
No one held your foot.
You can easily scroll past and say, no, I don't want to do this. Yeah.
And who's to say she doesn't have any rich friends on her Instagram who might want to post, might want to put money towards it.
The thing is, like, you can always do stuff, or like, you can always have done stuff in the background in private. So I'm not, even if they post that, I don't know what they've done. So why am I going to now comment and be like, well, why are you posting that to me when you should be paying it? For all I know, they could have bought the person a whole house.
Yep.
They could have done all of this stuff in silence, and they were like, you know what, they got this GoFundMe as well. Let me share that. And I know that will generate from people who are financially able as well to give money as well
if
as
they
me.
want to,
If they want to,
don't have
they can give
I
it.
didn't send it
Because-
to you personally.
Because people who just donate to random GoFundMes, there are people out there who will just go and donate to random GoFundMes, and who they'll see a worthy cause and they will donate and they'll feel good about that.
Yeah.
And you sharing it to them is just like, oh, I never knew about this. Let
Yeah.
me help this
Yeah,
person
yeah,
out. But for the average person on the internet, it's just like, well, you got all of this. Why can't you do this? Meanwhile, you're not doing your relative portion, and you know that, but you're stuck behind the keyboard. Nobody knows you, so you get away with just talking.
Yeah, because there's some friends that your friend, can't pay their rent, and you've got extra money left over, and you wouldn't even bat an eyelid to say, let me go help them. But you want Kylie Jenner to help every friend pay every surgery.
Yeah. It's the what I would do if I was rich, and a lot of people have that mindset that when they become rich, they suddenly switch to a different person. If you're not helping people out now, most likely when you come to rich, you're not going to be doing that. The richness doesn't change you into a different like person overnight. You've got more money, you're likely to still have the same personality.
Yep.
But there you go. I think you got anything else to tell us, or shall I give you some dilemmas? What you feeling?
No, I have to tell them about the update on Good Morning Britain.
All right, give them a little update.
So, as we know, Piers Morgan has left.
Yeah.
And so they had an extra space available. And the guy, what was his name?
Alex Beersford
has now stepped up. He went from weather reporter.
I'd just say weatherman. I don't know. Yeah.
What are they though?
Meteorologist, weatherman.
What you said then?
I don't know.
Has now got a place. He's got a suit.
He's a host on Good Morning Britain.
Suit.
Alongside Kate Garraway. I thought it was so who's next to Susan then? Because then he's not taking Piers' seat.
I think they've had to rejig things around because Piers did a number of days, and
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
They've rejigged stuff, but he's got a seat. He didn't have a seat before.
Oh well, that is good. I like him because I liked when he spoke up. This is not the first time he's spoken up. And I like when he spoke up about knife crime when they had a really ignorant guest on, or it might have been Piers, who knows?
I can't remember. Yeah.
I also like when he stood up about Meghan as well. So he'd be chiming in, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, let me give you some dilemmas. First of all, did you see the video? I think it's spring break in America.
Oh yes.
Did you see the video of the man getting chased by the wait staff?
Yes, I did.
that was hilarious.
I did, yeah.
So this guy tried to skip the bill. Clearly, he didn't have enough money once he got to Miami to pay for the bill.
Apparently, Miami tickets are cheap.
Well, the wait staff were onto him like their life depended on it.
It probably was. Probably on the business.
From that, leading on to this first dilemma, there's a video of #Miami Beach wait staff chasing people who try to dine and dash. One man is my boyfriend. He's not supposed to be in Miami. He stole my rent money to get there. I'm embarrassed that I left my fiance for him. Everybody knows I've been played. Help.
There's too many things going wrong here.
The game is the game, baby. I don't know what to tell you.
Wow. So you left your fiance for a guy who went to Miami to cheat on you
and stole your rent money to do it.
Money. So not only are you your boyfriendless, you're also homeless.
Or you're potentially homeless. Ooh, you got a trifecta.
That sounds like a you problem, hon.
It sounds like a you problem.
Because sometimes you need to do more thinking.
Yeah, I don't have any further advice for you. The next one. My boyfriend of 2 years proposed and I said yes. Aww. The day he moved in, he brought his 8-year-old son and his elderly dad who are also moving in. Oh. They also used to live with his wife. He left her for me.
Okay.
He says that they are a package deal. I do not want this advice.
So she's a carer.
Essentially.
No. Didn't they have this discussion before?
That's what I'm thinking. He said this is a package deal. So if you knew about this...
No, it seems like he was moving in and then they were moving in. Like she thought
how did she not know that he lived with them for 2 years if they lived with his...
No,
she lived with his wife?
I think that it was put to her that he was moving in, and in his head, he assumed that she knew it was they.
Well, you probably were happy, you know, when he left his wife for you. And that was her package deal, and now this is yours. So you have to adapt. Or you have to say, oh, I don't want this package. But either way, now it's your problem.
It depends how small the house is.
Yeah. Well,
because that means no privacy. Like that's like moving out of your parents' house to still live with your parents. It's like you still can't do certain things, can you?
I guess you can't.
Well,
you can.
They technically can't say this is my roof.
Yeah.
You can do what you want.
I guess the dynamic changes.
Does it though?
It should. It should kind of change.
No, like,
because if I was living at my imaginary kid's house and I was the parent, I wouldn't feel too comfortable. Like, well, I don't even have them yet, but I wouldn't feel too comfortable being like the too bossy. Like, I can't be that bossy. I have to also let them pretend they're in control.
See, pretend. That's the thing. That's the thing. No, because certain things will still be the same. Like they'll be, oh, Ben.
Nah.
Ben, come and do this.
But if it's like, come and do this, you can't tell someone to come and do this chore in their own house.
Yes, you can.
You can tell them, but they don't have to listen.
Because you can just be like, this is my own roof.
Exactly. Right? It'll be like, oh, I can do that. I'll get to it when I get to it. They can't tell you like when you were as a kid, like when you didn't have an option. Because now it's your own place.
No, they definitely can't tell you how you were kids because you're also grown.
But that's what I mean. Like, even if it's your own roof, and even if you're grown and living under their roof, there's certain things you still have to kind of follow because either you're not paying rent there or you're living rent discounted, and maybe you're like, all right, then. This hoovering needs to be done. Let me do my hoovering.
Okay, so what would change? Give me one thing. Give me an example.
I'm just giving that example there of, you know, when you're given an instruction and maybe you're living with discounted rent or rent free under someone else's roof, you feel a more moral obligation to follow rules.
Okay, so
and I'm just saying that when you're in your own place and that exists, I feel like that moral obligation is still there, but you kind of can get to it in your own time. And I feel like they should even know that, like, oh, okay, well, although I like it like this, truly he'll do it when he wants to do it, or she'll do it when she wants to do it. I see what you mean.
I see what you mean, but like, it's like stuff like you want to have friends over and like you have to okay it with them.
I guess. Well, if you have, I guess if you're living, but I don't think you have to okay it. I think you can just let them know that, oh, this date this is happening, or like this date this is happening, or if it's like obviously ridiculous that every day is something, and they'll be like, oh, this is staying over for 2 months. I don't think it's an okay though. I think it's just like this is happening.
Let them know.
Because what are you asking permission for?
I guess so. I don't know.
But that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I feel like it would be. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it would be more of a not a disrespectful thing, but I think you would establish a connection where you can still kind of live like you've grown up and thing, and you just give them a heads up that this is coming over.
So that tell you what it is as well, because obviously you've grown up like that. I feel like you would fall into that place again.
No, I would.
Like you would fall into, you know, that is my mom, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure there's certain stuff, but like even with like I guess a lot of people when they have children, like, and they have their kids and their mom is telling them what to do with their kids. Yeah. Like a lot of people don't fall back into that same thing and they're like, actually, well, this is what I want to do. Yeah. And I think it's kind of like that. It will take an adjustment, but it just like, it's different for different people, but eventually
it depends on the mom as well, exactly. Or the parents.
No. Yeah, and even the kid or the child.
Yeah, it depends how outspoken you are.
Yeah, because then that
are you the outspoken child?
Well, I have the beats to prove him. But yeah, I guess it just depends.
I think we're the opposite. I think you were the outspoken one, and I wasn't.
Oh yeah, maybe. I got too much for talking back.
See, I didn't.
I got too much for talking back, and even sometimes I will still give because sometimes I just feel like it's being unfair. Like, so I still have to just give a slick line, and I know that it will get me in trouble. Anyways, that's been us. The gift of the gap.
Yes.
Episode 41.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And tell a friend to
tell a friend.
To tell a friend. And
yeah,
we'll see you.
let us know what you liked. Oh, I already said that.
Well,
Like, comment, and subscribe. I guess. Yeah.
adios.